Good morning. How are you?
Thanks for taking a few minutes. I was talking to Becca the other day, and she was thrilled to be on the cover of Glory Days magazine. I said, what's it like walking into Wawa and seeing your face there?
Yes, no, she's hearing a lot about it. She's so happy. It was a very good article.
So tell us more about Becca. I mean, obviously she had an incredible senior year. She was always a good player, but really this year kind of came into her own and really led that team and became one of the best athletes in the school.
Well, I think she's worked hard this past year, really focused and driven. Plus, she knows that she has to try to keep up with her brother. It's hard. I think she set goals out for herself, and her coaches really pushed her to try to beat some of the records. It's hard to say because there's days that she's all good, and there was days that she was off, just like everyone else. But she had a fun season. It's just totally amazing it's over.
What was it like as a mom watching her play every day and seeing that type of success? I mean, you're seeing her name in the paper. She's hitting home runs, RBIs, and really doing some great things on the field. That must have made you pretty proud as a mom.
Yes, it did. It's really neat to see her play. I don't know if you've ever seen her play. It just flows. You know, when she's on, it just flows. When she throws, she catches. But a lot of it is the players around her that helped her. You know, she motivated them, they motivated her, and it just came together for Apsagami this year.
She makes me jealous because she's a better shortstop than I ever was.
Me too. That's the hard part. That's the hard part.
Now, tell us about your high school career. Did you go to Apsagami?
Yes, I did. My husband and I both graduated in the same year. He played baseball, and it was valedictorian. I, on the other hand, was the average student that played all the sports.
So you said, "Hey, this guy's an athlete and he's smart. I gotta lock this guy up, huh?"
Yes. That's what we always say. I always tell him every month his mother donates $1,000 to me just to marry him. But no, he's a very good guy.
And Drew had a great career himself, and now he's been at Rowan University, obviously dealing with some injuries now, but you must have been proud of his performance, the Apsagami baseball team for a couple of years. They really had a nice run, great group of kids there for about 2-3 years on that squad.
Well, before I forget, he goes to Ursinus University.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get him confused with some other guys.
That's okay. No, his baseball team was great. They were super. They're still together. They're still having fun. That whole class, they're so united.
I get him confused with Steve, who's over at Rowan.
Yep. No, Steve, my other son.
Your other son.
It's kind of neat. All of us have a group that we're all connected. Let it be from baseball, let it be from softball, let it be from soccer. We're all connected. We still talk. We still do things together. We're always watching out for every kid to see how they're doing in college or high school. So it's really a neat environment.
It must have been kind of a revolving door there for a couple of years with all Drew's friends coming around, all Becca's friends coming around. You always had to have some food on hand, right?
Oh, definitely. Now I'm really sad because we'll have nothing to do. But no, we'll be out there. We'll be out there watching field hockey, soccer, baseball, and softball.
We're talking with Karen Roesch. She's the mom of Becca and Drew of Apsagami High School. And Karen, tell us a little bit about their relationship as brother and sister. I mean, obviously they're both great athletes. What were they like growing up? Were they pretty competitive with each other?
They were always competitive. I think Drew was more quiet, and Rebecca was more the instigator, always getting them in trouble. But whatever he was doing, she was out there trying to do it better and faster. It was neat, and they're so good together because they all talk. They always tell each other their goals or their thoughts and try to push each other more, and they still do that.
How many broken windows did you have with those two growing up?
I don't think any. I think it was
really?
More other guys that broke. No, I'm joking. No, I don't think any. We kept them further enough away from the house that everything else broke. Either that or we go out to the fields and just play.
Now, Karen, at what point did you realize that your children were going to be pretty good athletes?
I guess starting out rec ball, how you saw them accelerate a little faster. And then you go to traveling teams, and you're like, okay, well, maybe they'll be good. But I think they're so driven. they have a goal, they keep working towards it, they meet that goal, and then they go to the next goal.
And really, I mean, the competitiveness on the fields really translates into the classroom as well. Both great students.
Oh, yeah, no, they're very good students. It's really amazing. Like Drew's got, I think, a 3.99 or maybe a 4.0. I can't keep up with it. He's doing excellent. He's on the Honor Society for Psychology. Rebecca's doing very good, and hopefully she does good when she gets in college and she stays focused and studies, which I know she will. But it's very interesting, just to see how far they're going in the classroom and on the field.
Now, what was the recruiting process like for you and your husband? Obviously that's not an easy thing for parents to go through. You're hearing things from college coaches. You're not sure what to believe, and there's so many different moving parts in terms of financial aid and scholarships and all that kind of stuff. How did you handle that? I mean, did it get easier with Rebecca now that you had Drew go through it?
I think it got harder with Rebecca because she was everywhere. One time, my husband and her flew out to South Dakota. They wanted her out there.
Wow.
Next time we were doing winter camps and workouts with all the colleges in Pennsylvania, and all of a sudden we had to shoot across to University of Connecticut. Then we had to go to Rhode Island. We never knew where we were going. It's totally amazing. But to sit back, we were just at a tournament this past weekend, sit back and just laugh and smile and not be stressed and not know that, okay, hopefully my girl's on because of the players or the coaches are here. It was just like relaxing, and I was playing with someone's baby the whole time, the whole tournament. It's the first time I've ever done that and not look or, keep cool or keep what she's doing. But no, we just had a couple people commit, or one committed yesterday, and the parents call up and we're talking. They're like, "Oh my God, the weight's been lifted."
Right.
So it's really neat. It's a neat process. We actually leave tomorrow for Austin, Texas for a big national tournament.
Wow.
And there's about 8 of us already committed, and it's going to be so much fun because it's just relaxed. You don't have to worry about anything.
Now tell us a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more about Rebecca. I mean, she's pretty calm and collected. You don't get a whole lot out of her. Now I was kind of joking with her. I said, "Hey, you're going to be famous now that you're on the cover of Glory Days." So she was a little bit embarrassed with the attention, I think.
Well, I think she's humble because my husband's very humble and my son, so I think that helps her a little bit. I think too is, what do you say to it? You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how people are going to respond. But she's quiet like that.
Yep.
She doesn't say much. She'll look at it and say, "Okay, cool."
I think one of the interesting things she said to my reporter did a story, Giuseppe Ungaro, was how much of an influence Coach Pat had on her SM player over there at Apsigami. He really showed a lot of confidence in her early on in her career, and she said that really made a big difference for her.
I think that did. Her and Steele. When you come into a new program, you don't know what to expect, and you're the little kid on the block. And him embrace her. I mean, they used to sit down during classes or off time and talk about philosophies or, what we should work on practice, what players we should think about different positions, and that's pretty good where you feel comfortable with a coach like that.
So, Karen, are you going to be sad when she goes off to college?
Very sad because, unfortunately, it'll be just my husband and I left, and I'm sure everyone out there is going to laugh when they hear that. But already my husband has already thought out the whole process of fall ball, which college we're going to. He's already looking at spring break and planning it. He goes, "What do you think?" I said, "That's a year away. I can't deal with it right now." But no, he's got it all plotted out. I'm sure if the coaches have the schedule ready for spring, I'm sure he's got it plotted out somewhere on the calendar.
Awesome. Good stuff, Karen. We appreciate you taking a few minutes. I know you're super proud of both Drew and Rebecca. They had some outstanding careers at Apsigami, and we thank you for taking a few minutes and letting us get to know them a little bit better.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much for the article.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Okay. Thank you. You too. Bye.
That was Karen Roesch, the mom of Becca Roesch. She's the cover story for the latest edition of Glory Days magazine. Check that out. It's on newsstands now.